This video is brought to you by Joa, maker of premium Tesla and vehicle accessories. Claim your discount by using the link in the description below. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to another full self-driving video. My name is Chris, and we are on the latest 12.4.1 no hands update. Let me know what you think of the camera angle and everything. I tried to get the whole steering wheel in there for you. Some people said they really wanted to see that because you can't see the steering wheel. You're like, oh, are your hands actually off it? I don't know why I would lie about that, but that's fine. Let me know what you think. So this is a long drive. You can see there it says 47 minutes to get to my destination, just heading to the gym. I know I drive a lot. That's one of the main things that drew me to electric vehicles in the beginning was the amount of driving I do. And yeah, it's a huge benefit when you drive a lot and you can charge for cheap or free at home. So we're going out here and I've done my initial impressions. I've done a stress test drive where I went around the busy downtown and really tried to find hard stuff. Now this is a real drive. I do this drive all the time, and there's several things on this drive that in previous versions, especially pre-version 12, that FSD just could not do correctly, which would lead to a drive that could be impressive, but never, ever, ever was able to be actually zero intervention. So we got zero highways here, and we're going really fast. Seeing that little kid on the bike made me think of that. So I'm going to report that. But it's keeping up with traffic, so that's part of version 12. You can change that in the settings. If you go and turn off the auto set speed, then you can set a different max, but I'm letting the car do everything here. And as you can see, the humans are, it's pretty normal for humans to drive that fast on the road. So there are certain things on this route that before version 12, I always had interventions 100% of the time. And now with version 12, I'll show you when we get up here, they're actually pretty much fixed. There are things that I never thought would be able to be fixed, or at least would take a really, really long time, and now it's here. So this drive is long. And when you have a long drive, it's interesting because, people are like wanting me to do a whole bunch of miles and see these really big drives. But when you do a really long drive, what ends up happening is you just go on like one long road to get where you're going, or a couple of really long straight roads. I mean, obviously, if you're going to go 50 miles, you're not going to have a bunch of turns. You're going to have a couple of turns at the beginning of your drive, and then a couple of turns maybe in the middle, and then a couple of turns at the end, and you're there. So that's why I try to avoid super long drives, and that's why my stress tests are downtown, and I'm changing the route constantly to force the car to go through different stuff. But we'll have several roundabouts. We'll have several traffic lights, stop signs, some difficult unprotected left turns that actually I usually skip myself. I don't even do some of the turns that are going to be in here because I don't want to. But anyway, I will fast forward a lot of that, more boring stuff, and I'll let the car do as much as it can. So we're at the roundabout here, and we're waiting for one more vehicle to our left. We do have our right turn signal on, which is cool. And immediately when it's clear, we take off through there. A very nice, confident acceleration, but not a huge rocket blast off like we were getting in 12.3.6. And so I'm looking for a couple of things here. I'd love zero intervention, zero disengagement. I'll do my best. Safety-wise, I'll always take over. If I annoy somebody behind me too much, I'm going to stop annoying them. I'd also love to see no hands. I've had several drives, one that was about as long as this one, where I did not touch the wheel a single time, which is just, it's such a step up from older versions. But anyway, there will be lots of long portions of this that are and then there will be some difficult stuff that I'll definitely show you. I think I'll just leave the whole drive. We'll do the old fast forwarding stuff. You let me know what you like, what you think. But yeah, we should be good to go. Let's check it out. Actually, no. I was going to transition into a fast forward there for you, but I just remembered. This road, okay. We already passed the first thing. I'll have to put the picture up. So we just passed a sign that was 35 miles per hour ends under it. And that's one of the things that old FSD, pre-version 12, could not handle because it can't read, and it still cannot read, the ends sign. So as you can see, my vehicle, FSD, on the top left of the screen, says that the speed limit is 35 miles per hour. It is not. The speed limit is currently 55 miles per hour. It defaults to the state speed limit. But because of FSD's ability to speed and to follow traffic around it, it actually can speed, and it can go faster on these roads, especially when you have other cars that are kind of guiding the way here. So as this guy goes faster, FSD is going to follow him and go faster with him. Again, you can change that setting if you don't like it, if you don't want it to speed, but I always, for the videos at least, and always in my own life, let the car do kind of whatever it can. And on top of that, if you have someone coming up behind you that's really like kind of pushing your butt, to an extent, I'm not saying if someone tailgates you, the car's going to take off, but to an extent, it will speed up a little bit. So you can see here, 44, this used to be a spot where I always 100% of the time had to intervene because the car would try to go 35, and right now this person is getting a little close to me because they're like, come on, let's go, but I'm not that worried about it. So yeah, this is one of the first things that's been fixed that used to always be an intervention is these speed limit ends areas. So coming up to this right turn here, now FSD has been able to do this for a while, but cross traffic's going about 60 miles per hour. It can be a little difficult. So we'll get our 0, which took kind of forever to get to that 0. We'll creep out. There's absolutely no one there. I would have taken off long ago. I think it's waiting for that left turning vehicle. And then we take off. And here is where FSD will give you a little bit of acceleration to kind of get out of there, especially when you're turning onto a high speed road, which is great. Again, here, the car would always screw it up. You can see actually it's braking just a little bit here, because I'm pretty sure the speed limit here is also 55. For whatever reason, it thinks it's 40, but now that it can speed, it's not as bad. Although on this road, I do get passed often if I'm using FSD, but I've been passed on this road even if I'm going 55 or 60. People just legit want to go like 70 miles an hour on this road. I'm not sure why. So you may see that here. All right, so approaching a four-way stop here. Usually there's no one to the left. So that person went, we'll get our 0, and it's our turn, so a perfect takeoff. No confusion for anybody. Again, really nice acceleration. It's not super hard acceleration, but you're clearly getting through the intersection, getting out of everyone's way. It really feels great. And I thought 12.3.6 also felt good most of the time. Sometimes it would kind of screw up a little bit, but this so far feels better to me. I'll answer the question I keep getting asked. Is it 5 to 10 times better than 12.3.6? Do you feel that it's so much better? There's no way I could tell you it's 5 to 10 times better. As we get better and better, it's harder for any individual to really tell you, like, oh, it's so much better. I will say, anecdotally, I do feel like this is a better experience overall. I think the no hands adds a lot to kind of the magic of it all. But like 5 to 10x, there's no way I could tell you that, especially without having driven enough miles yet. So really nicely handling this roundabout too. But yeah, overall, I feel it's better. I could never, tell you that it's actually 5 times less interventions per mile. I will have my chart at the end of this, and I'll update the chart with all the stats. But even with that, it's just not really possible for one person to give you a concrete answer on that. So here's that end sign I was telling you about, speed limit 50 ends. It's just ridiculous. The speed limit's now 55, and before version 12, it just didn't work. It would just stay at 50 max. Now it will at least kind of keep with the flow of traffic. Coming up on another roundabout here, the last 2 were great, and in version 12 overall, roundabouts have been great. This one specifically, in older versions, the car was extra bad at. I have no idea why, but it would just barely crawl through here. It was the most agonizing experience ever, and as you can see, it just very nicely flows through here. There were so many times on older versions where it just would get into the roundabout and start hitting the brake, or it dramatically slow down. I really can't believe, at the time when you're on these newest updates, version 10, version 11, you're like, man, there's still so much, blah, blah, blah. And then you finally were at this point where a lot of my complaints are finally like being taken care of. Now you do get a little break from the eye tracking when you're stopped, like at a red light or like we are now. And interesting enough, I almost always turn right here. Not me, the nav almost always goes right here, and we're going straight this time. So I'm actually myself not going to be the most familiar with this route going straight because I have not done it. I don't even know the last time I went straight at this light. So it'll be a little new for me, but as I've done nothing so far, hopefully we can keep that up. It's doing really well. Really nice braking here. I'll show you this in normal speed just so you can see Braking has felt great. It's felt great for me for a while now, though, but still feeling good in this version. Whoa. Almost human accident there. FSD staying back nicely. All right, little slow here. I am remembering this downtown, and older versions, it's been a long time, like I said, but older versions would move over to the right into all these parking spots here. So let's see if 12 can not do that. So far it's doing great, but I think it happened more as we got closer to the light. I don't really remember if it was happening this far back, but definitely the car was driving in some of these parking spots if I let it. Yep, and it would mess up with this street here. So let's see. It's leaving a kind of a big gap right now. I'm not sure what it's so scared of. Get through that light. What's taking so long? There you go. Yeah, so that was handled much better. All of this, it would just move all the way over for all those parking spots. Awesome. Just another problem fixed. I mean, has there been any problem on this drive so far? I'm trying to think, like, have I complained about anything? I mean, this gap is a little big, like I said, but it's a 25 and we're going 24, so can't really complain about that either. Very, very, very nice. Some braking there that we don't need. I think it thought it had to stop back at that white line. I'm not sure why. Getting some slowing for the train tracks. That's something I've noticed a ton. FSD 12.4.1. I don't know if the older version 12s are doing this, but definitely a slowing for train tracks to go over them. Now it's 40. It sees the 40. It needs to speed up. So this is a problem I've seen in both directions. So as it passes a speed limit sign, it reads it, it puts it on the display, but then it doesn't actually go the new speed. Like, we might get an intervention here because why are we going 26 and a 40? 3, 2, 1, and I'm pressing the accelerator. So there's one intervention there for you. I'm going to get us up to the speed limit, and I let off right at 40, and now it wants to go faster. So definitely an issue there with changing its speed. I've seen going from a higher speed limit to a lower speed limit, it just speeds right through and never lowers, and then what you just saw right there, 25 to a 40, it just maintained the 25, so pretty interesting behavior there. And very consistent. I've seen it a ton already. All right, so we have this right turn. We'll have a right on red. It did a nice job moving over to this right lane. We'll make our stop at 0, which is legally correct. We'll creep forward, and it's green. So we can just keep going. Little tiny, super tiny delay. No biggie. We can check if, some cars are blowing their red light and about to run into us. So I'll take that. And very nice. Yeah, pay attention. All right, I'm just looking around, enjoying my drive. Really nice slowing here. And we'll see how the takeoff is. This used to be a problem where once the person got out of your way, it would take forever to get going again. And feels pretty good. Nope, we just continue right away. All right, tiny bit slow, but much improved versus older versions. Oh, look at this. What is this crap? This is a lane drift. Kind of. I mean, put the turn signal on. What is that crap? And we're on the latest. We just got a map update, too. So that behavior is still there. How is that still there with version 12? What the heck? How is that possible? That a neural net trained on human driving data, blah, 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 is gonna... What I think the car is doing is I think it's moving into the right lane because it wants to just stay in the right lane. But it doesn't realize that that's not a driving lane. That's like a little shoulder. I can't even find what the legal technical term is for that. It's so hard. I don't know if it's just a Michigan thing or what. But that's only there if someone's turning left. You can use that to go around them. And it's weird because you don't normally pass on the right. But yeah, the car screws that up a lot. Don't get me wrong. It's 100. It might be 1,000 times better than it was in version 11. But holy moly. All right, big fat roundabout here. We'll see how we do. I don't think we'll have anyone to contend with. And we'll wait. We have one vehicle. So I was wrong. One vehicle to wait for. And a nice takeoff as soon as they clear our path. Blam, right through there. Beautiful. Handled really well. So, a nice little roundabout there. Yeah, no problem. But staying in your lane, when there's a little pass on the shoulder area, nope, can't handle it. All right, so this intersection is like 5 lanes. It's really weird. You can probably see it on the map pretty good if I kind of screwed it up. But we're just turning left here, and it shouldn't be a big deal. But sometimes we'd have weirdness with the car, like being indecisive. But wow, a beautiful left turn. And I personally, like to stay to the right. Oh, you're not sure what to do? Yeah, it was a little awkward. Personally, I like to stay to the right because traffic really backs up here, and we don't need to turn left anytime at all, really. We're going straight. But car's in control. I'm going to let it deal with, there's a lot of congestion up here. People try to, cut in front of you and do all this stuff. So we'll see how it does. All right, a blinking yellow. Let's see if we have a problem. Not bad. We had a lead car, which probably helped. But if you've been watching, blinking yellows or looking at me on X, blinking yellows have been a big problem. Lots of braking, like hard braking, stabbing the brakes, trying to stop at blinking yellows, which is unfortunate because for a while there, blinking yellows were working really well. So all of this commotion over on the left is mapped out on the display. You can try to zoom in on it. Yeah, we can't really do that. They changed the way you can interact with this. It's not as dynamic as it was. But we can clearly see emergency vehicles are still not displayed. Kind of disappointing, honestly. I mean, it's a basic part of road traffic is having these emergency vehicles, and the car should be able to do that. Now, we're not interacting with them. I get that, but it should still know what they are. No. Okay, don't. No, stop. Oh, God, no. It's so awkward. Oh, my dear Lord. Oh, okay. Why would you wait? So you can see why I like to be on the right side in the beginning, because there's a ton of backup and you can pass a lot of that. But why? So that was stupid. Whatever. The car still did everything, and I didn't have to help it out. But I did click on the little report button, which I need to mention. Sorry, I keep meaning to mention this. Everyone's asking me, oh, how do you get that report button? So back in the day, version, I don't know, 9, everyone had that. Maybe version 10 too. Everyone had that report button. And then they took it away from everyone. But then it came back to the original testers, so us people that had FSD before safety score and a long time ago, we still had that report button. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. So most people don't have that. Other people, you have to disengage and do the voice note. So that's what's up with that. Oh no. Oh my gosh. Lane drift is still, I mean, that's not really drift because it put its turn signal on, but this stupid stuff is still here. Now, I'll give it a point because it is very nicely moving back over, whereas before when it would do it, it would kind of lose its mind at the end. But like, come on. It's just a basic straight road. And we're on 12.4.1. We're like 4 years into this, man, and you can't just drive down the straight road? Holy moly. That is some funny stuff. It's just so funny because this unmarked stuff here, this used to always be the problem. This used to always be where it would, when they're really short like that, it would correct itself quickly. But if it was longer, it would kind of drift over into the open ones. I'm talking a long time ago, like 2 years ago and more. But now, don't do it here, okay. Now it's these dash lines, which never were a problem before. In like basic autopilot and the beginnings of FSD, it didn't do that. So what videos is this neural net AI watching that's happening? Because normal roads, I get that it's weird to pass on the right, but normal roads don't have those little dash lines. It looks different. It doesn't look like that. So they need some Michigan videos in there. Like, come on. All right, we need to move to the right, boy. Oh my goodness. Wiggle, wiggle. It's not that bad. Just wasn't sure. But I mean, we have a right turn coming up, so why don't you just move to the right? Like, you move to the right when we're going straight on a straight road, and then an actual right turn lane opens and you wiggle. So funny. This guy taking a picture of me? What's up? He saw. I don't know why he's taking a picture. I'm just in a Model Y. He's probably going to post on Instagram and be like, look at this piece of junk. He's laughing up there. Or maybe he's going to coal roll me. Oh, it's a Hellcat? Well, okay. It says E85 Cat. That's his license plate. Whatever. So this is a no turn on red, but we do obviously have the green arrow, which FSD understands. So it will stop and it will not turn right on red if that green arrow's not there. And it will turn right on red, as you just saw with the green arrow. And beautiful, technically illegal lane change, but what everybody does, because that lane ends immediately. So everyone just turns into this one. Now you're gonna, oh no. Oh, are you dumb? Why? So this left it's gonna make up here is illegal. But in the past, I don't know why it's changed. In the past, it would always circumvent it, which was pretty cool. So let me try to, I'm gonna have to disengage. I'm not gonna let it make this illegal left turn. Because sometimes cops sit up there. It's also illegal for a reason, because they don't want you to back up traffic. So this is a disengagement. What FSD used to always do is it would come in here and kind of go around the neighborhood to make that left turn. So I will re-engage right here and it should figure that out. So let's see here. Yeah, so this is what it always used to do on its own. I didn't have to do that in the past. So that's unfortunate. That's a weird new disengagement that it has never needed before, ever. So I don't know if the map update did something there, but yeah, it's illegal to turn left there until I think 6 p.m. But this is always what it would do. Go in this neighborhood. I don't know if this is illegal or not. I mean, I'm not turning left where he said don't turn left. I'm turning right by doing this. And I would have never thought to do this, but FSD was the first one to really show me this like loophole, if you want to call it that. So we have a lot of traffic coming from both the left and right, and it's difficult to really see to the left. I'm sorry, I don't have a roof cam for you right now, but it's difficult to see to the left because it bends. So I'll probably fast forward here until we get a clearing. But it's a difficult, unprotected left. All right, after this guy, oh, so close. You can see even FSD is like, oh, it looks good. And then the people come around the bend and the car hits the brakes again because you just can't see them until they come around the bend. There it is again. So it was clear, but someone comes around the bend. And it's just funny that me and FSD are like in sync in that. Like, I'm like, oh, good, nope. Okay, we're good, nope. All right, after this one, it's clear. Do it. That's it. Wow, I love how we were perfectly in sync that whole time, even when it was actually clear. We kept making the same mistake. And then we'll make the right here. See this guy? Illegal. Illegal left turn. I did it one time, and I got honked at, and the guy started chasing me. It's kind of funny. But cops sit there all the time watching for that illegal left turn. It's just so you don't back up traffic, you know? And I like the loophole too because it's a little more difficult for FSD. So this road, a long time ago, I don't even know if version 11 had the problem on this road, but this road, the FSD would go super slow and hit the brakes all over the place for no reason. I have no idea why. It did it in like for years. It was like version 10 was doing it here, all kinds of stuff. So I think that's all better now though. We'll see. It would go around this bend and then slam on the brakes, go down to like maybe 3 or 4 miles an hour. So not doing that anymore. So very nice that all that is fixed. All right, we got another pretty difficult unprotected left here. It takes forever. This is the one I usually avoid. I usually take a different route because I don't want to do this because it's so hard to see to the right. And there are so many cars coming from both directions. And a lot of the vehicles coming from the right want to turn left onto the street we're on. So they have to slow down significantly. And so it just takes so long to find an opportunity to turn out of here. See all these guys turning left, but we'll see. So we got to scoot up a lot more. You can't even see to the right here. But FSD won't scoot up until it thinks it's like about to be clear, which makes it even harder for FSD to do it versus human. I'd be scooted up way farther than this because I like right now I can't really see to the right. So that motorcycle's like, screw this, I think we're good. Oh my gosh, more people from the right. All right, this is a good position, finally. The position was okay, but this is it. We can really gun it once we get a clearing. Yes, that's it. Awesome. Oh, finally. And that's the type of, and it did it. I mean, you couldn't really have gone any sooner than that. That was really the first opportunity. You know, a lot of times they'll say like, oh, I would have gone, you know, I would have taken that gap. That was it. I could not have gone any sooner than that. So FSD really took the first opportunity there. And then one more unprotected left to finish it up. And yeah, that intersection is just really difficult. I mean, it just takes forever to make that left turn. And we're here. So, you know, I was hoping to be able to title this, you know, something like no hands or something, but I had to disengage one time. But I will say, this is by far, no contest, the best FSD has ever done on that route. One disengagement and one intervention. I mean, in the past, I think we were doing at best like 4 interventions and a couple of disengagements. I've had a few 0 disengagements, but I mean, at least 4 interventions, if not like 6, just from the different parts of that route that are difficult. But here's your chart. Hope you enjoyed. You will see me in FSD in the next video.